And it looked like Kelsey Mitchell is in some serious hot water yet again. Guys, for this one here,
a four-word phrase. That's all it took to expose a crack in the Indiana Fever's foundation and ignite a firestorm online. When veteran Kelsey Mitchell spoke, she thought she was motivating her team, but what fans heard was a stunning display of disrespect aimed directly at Caitlin Clark. The question is, was this just a simple team slogan, or was it a calculated shot fueled by pure jealousy?
She's been here for the good, the bad, the ugly, and pretty much ever since the team been trash. Now, ever since Caitlin has got to the team, ever since Caitlin has joined the team, the Indiana Fever has grown notoriety across the world. They is the hottest WNBA team in the country and pretty much one of the biggest teams in all of sports. With all of that being said, Kelsey Mitchell has been taking it upon herself to kind of say little things. And
Kelsey Mitchell has been the heart of the Indiana Fever for years. She was there through the brutal losing seasons, playing in front of sparse crowds when the team was an afterthought. She earned her stripes as a lethal scorer and the longest tenured player on the roster. For that, she deserves credit. So when she started pushing the mantra, "We all we got, we all we need," it sounded like classic leadership. But the real story wasn't in the words themselves, it was in when she started saying them.
Kelsey, one of your teammates said yesterday that you started saying in the huddles, we're all we got, we all we need.
Yeah, I said we all we got, we all we need, yeah.
How did that kind of come about? And do you remember when you started sharing that message?
Probably, it might have been after somebody got hurt. I won't even lie to you. It was early on. I think it was when CC got hurt, and I felt like it was deflating. It was hard for people to kind of see us and see our energy for what we brought to the table as a team. Hats off to CC for being a great teammate and having to go through so much with injury. But like the all we got, all we need was it's a staple to who we trying to be as a team and who we want our culture to be. We can't help the ones that's not here, which is unfortunate, but we can help who is, and be present about that and not disrespect the game because, I would like to think that CC, Aries, Sid would want to play and be in our shoes. And so I think the all we got, all we need is just, it's kind of like a respect thing, but to put it in the air that we all we got and we all we need because
the bombshell dropped in a press conference when Mitchell casually admitted that the mantra really took hold right after Caitlin Clark went down with an ankle injury. In that single moment, everything changed. What sounded like a unifying cry suddenly felt like a backhanded insult. The implication was clear to thousands of fans. With Clark out of the picture, the team was finally who they needed to be. It was no longer about unity. It was about subtraction.
I don't know if she's dissing Caitlin Clark, but a lot of people is insinuating that. Now, we have seen time and time again members of her family even take shots at Caitlin Clark. Now, those are facts.
This wasn't the first time the Mitchell family name was linked to shade against Clark. Just months before, fans had already flagged social media activity from Mitchell's relatives, who were caught making subtle digs and negative comments about the rookie phenom. Tweets, comments, and quiet jabs were noticed. Now with Mitchell's own words echoing that same energy, fans started connecting the dots. This wasn't just a clumsy phrase. For many, it looked like undeniable proof of a pattern of disrespect.
Accusation of tearing down instead of building up.
Kelsey, through all the ups and downs of this season, and I know you have bigger goals in mind, but the team ensured a 500 finish, back-to-back years doing that.
I mean, it's a big deal.
Right, given everything that this team has gone through this year, and the fact that you guys, I think, are one win away from securing a playoff spot, like, what did it take to kind of stay the course, and what does that mean to just at least get that one thing kind of checked off?
It's definitely a stepping stone in the right direction. I think considering where this organization has been and some of the great players that's come through it, we got to look at this, like I said, for a winning moment tonight. It doesn't happen a lot, and where we've been at, you guys know what it's been like the last couple of years here. And so to see the tables kind of turn, it works in our favor, and I think that we deserve it from a standpoint of we put the work in to be here. And so I like to think that you guys gonna keep sticking it with us too, because you guys deserve it. In order to capture good content and all that, you got to win. And so I think it goes together as far as both sides, but I think it's definitely important for us to kind of bask in it for a little bit because I remember where this group was.
The irony here is almost unbelievable. Without Caitlin Clark, the Fever wouldn't be selling out arenas on the road. Kelsey Mitchell has been a scoring machine for years, but her games weren't getting primetime ESPN slots or trending nationally on social media. Clark's arrival transformed the franchise into the hottest ticket in sports. The TV ratings, the sold-out games, the jerseys flying off the shelves, it all traces back to Caitlin. She is the reason for the cameras, the crowds, and the national headline. And that's where Sophie Cunningham's name gets dragged into the mud. Fans immediately saw a parallel. Cunningham has built a career as the WNBA's unapologetic villain. She's physical, she talks trash, and she embraces the booze. Because of that, she faces endless scrutiny and hate. When fans heard Mitchell's dismissive-sounding words about Clark, they saw the same dynamic, an established player seemingly tearing down a star who brings massive attention to the league. This entire situation has put Kelsey Mitchell's leadership under a microscope. Being a bucket getter is one thing, but being a true leader is another. A leader recognizes the bigger picture and understands that a rising tide lifts all boats. Saying we don't need her the moment your superstar teammate is injured doesn't look like leadership. It looks like resentment, and that's where the instant regret begins because the fans aren't letting it slide. Now Mitchell is being painted with the same brush as Sophie Cunningham, a player who thrives on negativity, but the difference is Sophie has learned to weaponize the hate. She uses it as fuel. Mitchell, on the other hand, looks uncomfortable and caught off guard by the backlash. She's being accused of the same dismissive behavior that critics have thrown at Cunningham for years, and it's a comparison she can't seem to escape. The sad part is the Fever need both of them to coexist. To make matters worse, the team's performance didn't even back up the bravado. When Clark was out, did the Fever suddenly look like a championship contender? Not at all. They scraped by with inconsistent performances. That makes Mitchell's words look even worse. If you're going to imply you don't need the biggest star in the game, you better come out and dominate. They didn't, and it made the mantra look less like a confident rally cry and more like a hollow boast. What makes this entire situation even more bizarre is the financial reality. Kelsey Mitchell and every single player in the WNBA is directly benefiting from the Caitlin Clark effect. The league is finally implementing charter flights, a luxury veterans have fought for years, largely due to the increased revenue and attention Clark brings. Player visibility is at an all-time high, opening doors for bigger endorsement deals and sponsorships. For Mitchell to seemingly dismiss the very person fueling this economic boom is not just bad leadership, it's bad business. Of course, the media machine is feasting on this drama. Outlets like ESPN have turned the veteran jealousy narrative into a 24/7 news cycle. Every hard foul against Clark is analyzed in slow motion, and every ambiguous quote is dissected for hidden meaning. While Mitchell's words were her own, the media has gleefully fanned the flames, framing it as a war inside the Fever locker room. This transforms a team issue into a national spectacle, putting even more pressure on the players and ensuring the controversy never dies down. This isn't just about two players on one team. It's a story playing out across the entire league. It's the old school versus the new school. For years, WNBA veterans scratched and clawed for every ounce of respect and media coverage. Now, a rookie has walked in with more fame and influence than some of the league's greatest players ever achieved. That creates a natural tension. Mitchell's comments, whether intentional or not, tap directly into this league-wide friction between the players who built the house and the star who now owns it. With all this drama swirling, one person's silence is deafening. Head coach Christy Sides. Where is she in all this? A strong coach would have shut this down immediately, either by addressing it publicly or by managing the locker room behind the scene. Her absence from the conversation suggests she either doesn't see the problem or can't control it. This lack of intervention allows the narrative of division to grow, making the team look fractured from the top down. This brings us back to Sophie Cunningham, who serves as a chilling cautionary tale for Kelsey Mitchell. Cunningham's reputation wasn't built overnight. It came from a series of hard fouls, on-court altercations, and a refusal to back down that the media and fans branded as dirty. Fair or not, that label is now her identity. Mitchell is dangerously close to having her own label permanently stick, the jealous vet. Once that narrative takes hold, every great scoring night will be overshadowed by whispers of resentment. The regret must be setting in because the fan reaction was swift and brutal. The moment the clip of Mitchell connecting the mantra to Clark's injury hit the internet, the narrative was no longer hers to control. She was no longer the loyal veteran rallying her squad. She was the jealous teammate trying to diminish the rookie who had stolen her spotlight. That's a perception that's nearly impossible to fight, especially when Clark's fan base is one of the most passionate in all of sports. Ultimately, what Kelsey Mitchell meant to say doesn't matter anymore. When you're playing alongside a cultural phenomenon like Caitlin Clark, every word is magnified and scrutinized. Perception becomes reality. Fans don't care about intent when they feel their favorite player is being disrespected. Mitchell may have just been using locker room talk, but she opened a door that didn't need to be opened, and the court of public opinion has already delivered its verdict. Now the damage is done, and this label could stick to Mitchell for the rest of her career, just as Sophie Cunningham's villain label has stuck to her. Every future comment will be viewed through this lens. Every on-court interaction with Clark will be analyzed for hidden meaning. The Fever need leadership, not division. They need their veteran to embrace the spotlight, not resent it. But after this, it might be too late. Do you think she can fix this, or is this a reputation she'll never shake?